Welcome, everyone, to episode 78 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I'm Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide, do we miss the days of being interns?
Or would we rather be professionals?
Yeah, why not? This episode, we're going to be talking about Going Under by Aggro Crab Games. And this game came out back in September of 2020. And as usual, played this game on the PC. It was 1.22 gigabytes on the PC. Tom, what about you?
1.5 gigabytes on the Xbox One. Faux shame.
Aggro. Why you do this to us? Makes no sense.
Drew some aggro from us.
Yeah, it is drawing some aggro from us. That's right. That's the whole point. What's the kind of game? What kind of game is this, Tom?
I put third-person action, but I like yours better.
It's a goddamn roguelike, Tom. Freaking roguelike, Souls-like. What the hell?
Yep, it is.
They just threw that in there. They lulled me into a false sense of comfort with the pretty colors and stuff like that. But
yeah, with the bubble gum.
Yeah. The fizz, sodas, whatever. Healthy sodas, you know?
Meal replacement sodas.
Meal replacement sodas, that's right. But what's the game loop?
You try to clear a randomly generated dungeon, and then you fail, and then you try again until your hour is over.
That's right. I put go to the dungeons, get to the boss, and sometimes get objectives, because they do throw those in there every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
We've already finished the episode.
Just wrap it right here.
Just wrap it up. Thanks, everyone, for listening. This is our fastest episode yet. No, I guess we should talk about what we like, though. We gotta have some positivity in the games that we play, don't we?
Sure. And look, you've got notes. I've got notes. We all have bullet points here of things that were positive. So, I'll start. The settings menu, 100% equals bump it. Thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall this game was funny, though. It had some humor to it. The dialogue was pretty good, stuff like that.
Yeah, I put Portal style sarcasm, and that onboarding video was good. Like, it's a funny game.
Yeah. They actually, you know what, at the same time, they make fun of roguelites a little bit. In fact, I felt like they did a big dig at From Software in the accessibility options.
Oh yeah,
because if you look, did you actually look at the accessibility? You can basically crank everything up. Like you can get you can have a ton of life, lower the enemy's health, and like make sure that your weapons don't wear out as quickly, stuff like that.
I didn't realize that that was all in there.
No. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. And I one other thing, so there's a blurb that says, like, we realize this game is difficult, but we still want you to enjoy it. So here's some settings for you to try and enjoy the game. Whereas with From Software, they're just like, deal with it.
Get good.
That's right. So I appreciate that. I do appreciate that they did that. And, like you said, the humor, the music was decent. Like it fit the kind of theme of the game. And I liked the art during the conversations. Like that art style I like, because it kind of reminded me like a Steven Universe kind of feel to it. So yeah. What about you, Tom? Anything else you liked about this game?
Well, generally, we say it all the time, right? This stylized look means the game will age well. And I think they did a good job also, speaking of the art, in terms of being able to easily identify if the thing that is on the ground is better or worse than the thing you are currently holding. Like the interface was pretty intuitive, like
Yes,
easy to read, right? There's like
absolutely.
a lot of color, a lot of symbols, but like in a very obvious way. It's like that thing on the ground, arrow up. Okay, that's better than what I've got. I'm going to drop what I have. I'm going to pick up that, you know?
Right, right. That is very true. And yeah, it was a very easy to pick up game. You know, the controls are very simple. There was, I think, one attack button, uh, one throw button, and then or throw or swap weapons kind of thing. And then, like, that was pretty much it. And you're good to go at that point. So yeah, that was it reminded me of the old, you know, Nintendo games where you literally only had like two buttons to do things. So
Yeah.
that was good.
That was all that was on the controller.
That's right. That's right. Anything else you want to bring up before we go into our list of dislikes?
Well, even though I was bad at the game, the plot was advancing, so I was thankful for that.
That's true. Like, it didn't feel like there was like progress in a way, even though you were losing. Like they were like, you know, they had new conversations and stuff like that throughout the game, which is, yeah, I agree. There was that.
Like every time you return to the hub world, no matter how you ended up there, like the plot moved forward. So I appreciated that because it was getting pretty frustrating otherwise.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I also forgot to mention they had pretty clever names of like items, skills, power-ups, etc. Like the humor was there on a lot of levels.
Yeah, so. For sure. And I will also point out the variety of weapons was actually pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like they were funny because like some of them would be like a keyboard or a monitor and stuff like that. And then sometimes you'd have like, or a potted plant. And sometimes it'd be a sword or a mace. Mostly melee weapons. There were a couple of things that like there was like a crossbow. I don't know if there was anything else after that, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I found.
The mop through water had like a like Legend of Zelda style. Like this is a melee weapon that also does a ranged attack.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't think I ever saw a mop actually.
And you could charge up weapons too, and they would have like a second form attack. So
that's right.
There was definitely variety to the combat, even though you were just kind of mostly just beating up dudes.
Yeah.
But there was because there were enough items and the items could act in different ways, you had some room to, you know.
Absolutely. But now.
Moving on.
Yeah. Let's get to those dislikes.
You said the controls were intuitive, Chris. I disagree.
So, I mean, in a way, okay. I also thought that I said it, and then I said it like, then I read your notes, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like, it was simple enough. Like the buttons, like there was not that many buttons to use, but the way that they placed them was frustrating, though.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was stupid, and I couldn't change them.
Yeah,
because I looked to change them. I was like, maybe there's just a mistake. I can fix this. Nope, can't fix it.
Nope. Just get good. Get good at those buttons.
Yeah, get good at hitting this button over here to attack, even though your instinct is to press this button over here.
Right.
So you keep throwing your weapon away.
Yeah, I just kept rolling because I don't know. I mean, the A button to me, even though roll probably should be that A button, it usually is a jump, whatnot. But yeah, I don't know why that tripped me up too. It was really annoying trying to remember that, and especially as the rooms got more hectic with the amount of characters that you're fighting against. As soon as I loaded up the game, like, my God, it felt like a unicorn barfed into it.
Yeah.
It was crazy the amount of like pastel colors that were thrown on my screen. It was ridiculous.
It was not easy on the eyes.
No, not at all. And in fact, I don't know if you saw this setting. When I first loaded the game, I thought my screen was messed up because there's like a jitter mode that it has by default. Like, so the menu had this like jittery effect. I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I went into the settings, I turned it off, and then everything looked better. But
See,
it was
interesting because I put down as my last dislike here that the graphics look kind of pixelated and crappy sometimes. And I'm wondering if maybe that was a feature, not a bug.
Yeah,
But
I
I
think so
did
too.
put, I'm not sure if this is intentional or a limit of the Xbox One. So
Right.
I
No,
tell you
it
what, it didn't
was
look good.
no. See, and that's the thing that frustrated me too, because I know you talked about the art style, how it would age well. I don't think so. I don't think the game itself doesn't look particularly good. But if they took the artwork in the conversations and actually put that into the game, this game would look 100 times better. I would think. I feel like it was like it just like they had like I said like very Steven Universe like looking artwork, the conversations,
Yes, I know what you mean.
and then it's like an amorphous blob in the game that you're controlling and you're
Yes.
fighting against, and you're like, what is this? I don't this it's gross looking. And
Yeah.
and the Charlie Brown voices, oh my goodness,
Oh
was
yeah.
that annoying.
Some
Thankfully
were
you can
worse than
skip.
others.
Oh, it was, oh my god, that was rough. I probably could have turned off the like that whole like sound effect or something like that in the settings. I'm not sure. Maybe just turn it off the audio completely. Maybe that was how I should have fixed it. But yeah, that was that was rough. And I will say, last thing, without the accessibility options, this game is freaking hard. I was like, to your point, completely frustrated with this game. I really didn't want to like go farther with it. Then I exited out of my game. Which another thing that was annoying is that the fact that the accessibility options were only available at the start of the game. You could
That
not go back to
that's
your
how I
run.
missed them, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's like if you quit the game, start it over at your save slot, you hit the Y button, it brings up the accessibility options, and then you can select. I just cranked everything up. I was like, let me see how far I can get with that. And I got all the way to the boss. I beat the boss.
Okay.
So, or no, I didn't beat the boss on stream, but I beat the boss after because I was like, I got here this far, so be it. Did
Yeah.
you get to the boss?
I did the first time, but I think that
Oh,
was
well
like,
done.
is
Oh,
that
on
was
purpose. Oh, when you get like there was like a ton of people like attacking you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
No,
only
there
time
was
I saw him.
there was a next time that you get to them, and it was still pretty hard, even with accessibility mode on. But an interesting, whatever, interesting game. Anything else you want to bring up about dislikes?
Well, I put it's a roguelike. That's enough. I hate dying and losing my progress. It's not fun, not ever. Like it just isn't. So
Nope.
like I don't know if we could somehow tell Game Pass to just don't do this to us. I'd appreciate it.
No, I mean I'll give it credit. We haven't had too many roguelikes recently.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
but yeah, I'm with you. Like the other thing that was frustrating was like I think going through the level and then losing that weapon. I think at the end of it or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is cool. This is actually a weapon I really want to keep. And then it's like, nope, taking that back from you. Like, okay. So it reminded me of like Curse of the Dead Gods with that nonsense that they did too. That was frustrating.
Yeah, and I'll on top of that, if you liked a weapon, it would break oftentimes. Which I put a little sub note here. Breath of the Wild's worst mechanic. Living its life right here in this game.
Everyone's like, that's a good idea. Let me put that in my game. No, stop it.
It's the one thing that made me mad about Breath of the Wild.
Ugh, terrible.
Yeah,
But
don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah,
I don't
know. Anything else you want to bring up? Any other thoughts?
That sound I just made is how I felt about this game. Much of my game time felt like I was just stubbornly hitting my head against a wall, which is just not a fun thing to feel. That's how I felt most of the time.
Yeah.
You? Maybe that's something more productive to say here.
Well, I'm just saying that according to How Long to Beat, this game takes about 8.5 hours to mainline. So technically, almost a full workday.
Oh, great.
I wonder if they did that on purpose to beat the game in a full workday. I wonder if that's an achievement or whatever. And this game does have Xbox Cloud saves, and you can play it in the cloud if you're into it, that kind of game.
Sure.
So, yeah. I guess Tom, we gotta get to those final thoughts, don't we?
I suppose we do.
But before we get to that, we wanted to let you know about our spectacular sponsor, Winner Winner. Winner Winner is a live arcade claw machine game available on Android and iOS, and it's 100% skill-based. Trust me, if you see me play my games, you know I'm not that great, and I still have won games on my first try. There's hundreds of prizes, even featuring gaming merch from Nintendo. Pick your prize from choices in your particular game, or bank your earnings with tickets to redeem any other prize you want from their wide selection. And for all you lovely people listening or watching our show, you can get bonus tokens on your first app token purchase. Download and create your account, then use the link in the episode's description to enter promo code QTB after you sign in. Check it out. It's clawsome.
Do you want me to go first? I'm ready to go.
Go ahead. Do you
ready to go all the way home? I have no desire to play this again. I unlocked the second dungeon, but I can't imagine it being different enough to redeem how unfun this experience was.
Wow.
Yeah, like I thought I didn't like this War of Mine, and then I played this. I'd rather go play that.
Wow. Okay. That was a depressing game. And this one was like colorful, bouncy, and everything. But no, you'd rather go back to War.
Yep.
Not have to deal with this game. That's okay. That's a thought. For me, the game looks ugly.
Yep.
The combat was meh.
Yep.
But because of the accessibility options and the shortness of the game and the humor, kind of want to make me go back and play it. I don't know why.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I think I'm keeping this game. Surprisingly. Look, there's so many negatives of this game, but I was like, the accessibility options like changed the game for me. It totally changed the game for me. And that's where I was like, okay, I'm actually making progress. This feels a little bit better.
I think if I could change the control scheme to be like intuitive to myself, and also now that I know that I could change those accessibility settings, maybe that would make it playable for me.
Yeah.
But it's like, or I could just play something else. You know what I mean?
Right. You could just play something else. That's true. Yeah. But those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think of this game. Follow us and say hello on Twitter at TC1H1D, or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. Check out our next streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, send us a comment down below and we'll promise to try to respond as quickly as possible.
Woo!
And as always, 1H1D is part of the QTB network. And if you like gaming podcasts, be sure to check out Quit the Build, a weekly gaming news podcast, or to see the whole lineup, including us, check out quitthebuild.com/network. Yeah, we do it. We in there. We having some fun. But we gotta find out what we're playing next time.
Yep. There's a game ahead of us.
There's a game ahead of us, and not by the surprise me button, but a request.
I'm still surprised.
We're still surprised though, because I've never heard of this game. You've never heard of this game. So we're going to be playing Forgotten City, and it's been requested by the podcast folks at WT Famicom or WTF. WT Famicom.
What, the Famicom?
What the Famicom? There you go. That's what I was trying to say. What the Famicom? So these guys suggested that we try out Forgotten City.
All right.
So that's what we're gonna be playing next. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.